Good afternoon, folks. Of course, we're here with yet another edition. Actually, this is our second edition of iBet Supreme's Before the Whistle, and we're here live from A&A Game Spot on the Merriman's Mall opposite Steve's Jewelry on Church Street. Of course, I'm your host, Michaelangelo, and with me again is Jafar.
The original Jafar. Never wrong cameo.
Anyway, today we are, coronavirus, COVID-19 as it is known, is still affecting the world throughout, and most of the sports leagues are suspended. And we've had some major news that the Olympics 2020 has been postponed. I wouldn't say cancelled because they've pushed it back for 2021, as well as Euros, Copa America. All of those scheduled for the summer of this year has been pushed back to 2021.
Actually, the Olympics, they were kind of thinking about canceling, postponing the tournament, but Canada pulled out a day before or early in the day, and then it led to a few other countries joining the cause of saying they will postpone participating at the Olympics, and subsequently the Olympics was postponed also.
All right, for some more positive news concerning the coronavirus, of course, Arsenal's head coach Mikel Arteta has fully recovered from the COVID-19, and he was concerned about if he infected anyone else, but so far the news is that the first team, the women's team, and the persons at the facility that he was at are all free of COVID-19.
Some other good news also, a lot of sports personality has been joining the cause of donating towards helping or assisting persons with the COVID-19, whether it's donation to hospitals, whether it's building hospitals, whether it's just giving $1 million like a Lionel Messi or Pep Guardiola towards the fighting of the COVID-19 in Catalonia and in Spain at large. So.
Indeed. And I know most of you sports fans, specifically football fans, are starved for action. If you're like me, you're probably at home looking at YouTube, old matches, and so forth. But you got some good news. The Belarus Premier League in Europe is still on. It actually began last week. Their season is a bit different from the rest of the world. So they had their first match day last week, and as we speak, second match day is on the way. But the good news is that on Friday and Saturday there are games, 4 games each. And the Belarus League, what do we know about that league, Jafar?
Well, it's ranked the 32nd best league in Europe, so it's not that very great. They don't attract broadcasting right outside of their country. The Western media portrays the president as a dictator, and it was actually him who said that we ain't gonna stop the league. The league will continue play. If you guys need assistance in fighting the COVID-19, you can work on the farm, that helps. Drink a few.
I think it's 40 to 50 grams of vodka to be specific, and that league will go on. That's a well-organized league, as Jafar said. It's not highly ranked, but they've had teams participate in the UEFA Europa League and the Champions League as well.
To be fair to him though, the country is doing well in terms of the COVID-19 fight. The last update we got from ESPN is that they were reported 86 cases, no fatality. So I think that's commendable. The players for each teams and the coaches, they are all kept safe from the virus. So you want to also take note of that also. And previously, the country never got outside, they've never attracted outside broadcasting rights. The highest they ever placed in anything was a qualification third place game of a Euro in 2002. However, since the coronavirus has hit, no footballing fans are not getting to view games. They have attracted outside broadcasting rights.
That's practically the only European league that's.
It's the only league in Europe that's being played. So that's some positive light in the world of sports.
Yeah, indeed. But as I was saying, some of the more notable teams from there that football fans would know are Dynamo Brest and Dynamo Minsk.
Bate Borisov is also
Bate Borisov is. I think they have won the most titles in the league with 15. And the current champions are Dynamo Brest.
Correct. They actually have a game
Yeah, they're
tomorrow they play Minx.
Yeah.
They play Minx tomorrow, so that should be a very
that's
interesting
one of
game.
the best games that they would have there. And of course, you can log on to sports.ibetsupreme.com, and the options are all there. You could just search in our search tab. You know, type in Belarus, and you will get the league. You'll get the fixtures, and you can book your bets.
Yes.
And you know, well, this is one more convenient location here at A&A Game Spot. You can come down here at Merriman's Mall, pay for your ticket, collect it, and go back to the safety of your home.
Definitely.
Yeah. And well, in a more virtual light, you know, iBet Supreme does not just offer bets on sports matches, live sports matches, that is. We also offer bets on esports.
Yes.
I know most of you are big gaming fans. I'm a gaming fan myself, and we offer fantastic odds on, you know, games such as Dota, League of Legends, and a whole host of other games.
Yes, on our virtual, you know, if you check the virtual interface, you'll see there's a virtual league, which is like teams from the Premier League. So you're actually betting on match day, just like a live match day. It gives you 8 or 6 or 10 games on a match day. It depends. You can also bet on the World Cup or the Euros. We have those in virtual. We have virtual basketball, virtual tennis, horse racing, and dog racing.
As you can see in the background behind us,
Yes.
also, you know, there's
Yes.
virtual games going on, but nevertheless, that's you know, that's why iBet is the premier betting company in Guyana, and we will continue to be because of all of the options that we offer.
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm Michael.
I'm Jafar, reminding you that you can play and win 6 times a day with our daily cash pot game.
Of course, you can pick a number between 1 to 36 and any symbol. If you're like me, my favorite number is 22, which is Red Woman. That should be Red Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my favorite symbol is gold, which is 32. Of course, you know, you could place any amount on it and watch it multiply.
The best number right now is 20, because 20 symbol is a sick person. And remember, you get 26 times the amount that you bet. So if you bet 5,000, you got a bunch of money. I ain't too good with maths.
Well, of course, you know, so you can go to any location and you can make your pick and wait to see your money multiply.
Don't forget, with Cashpot, we make winners every day too.
Alright, well, in some much more lighter news, and I know many Liverpool fans would be heartened to hear this type of news. Of course, the Premier League was pushing for, well, there were talks of the Premier League ending as it is and voiding the entire season. But as it is, you know, the clubs met, and they have decided to finish the tour, the respective league. And you know, I know many Liverpool fans are happy to hear this.
Yeah, I think it's good for the fans also. I mean, if you look over in Germany, you have the Bundesliga, where Bayern is 5 points ahead of RB Leipzig, who would have thought that, you know, we have a realistic chance of actually pulling off a Bundesliga win. Dortmund sits 4 points behind Bayern Munich also. But over in England, you have Liverpool, who are runaway champions
they were
at 87 points, I think it is. And you can argue for argue's sake that they wouldn't have won the league. I'm not going to do that. That's been quite straightforward this season, but it's actually good that they're looking to finish the season, so Liverpool can finally win. In over a number of years, they haven't won the league.
And,
so
you know, in some other news for the Champions League, in our first edition, I would have mentioned that, you know, UEFA decided that June 22nd would be the set date for the finals. But they have also suspended that indefinitely, looking at another date, you know?
Yeah, obviously that will have to be pushed back. Will they continue the season? I think the coronavirus has impacted those regions very heavily. If you look at the context in which we speak, some of the teams in the Champions League are Italians, and we have 2 Juventus and Atalanta.
Yeah, indeed.
They're still in there, and Italy has been affected grossly by the coronavirus. You have the Spanish teams are still in there. You have Madrid,
Barcelona,
and Atletico, who would have recently knocked out
the defending champions.
the defending champions. So the coronavirus has taken a hit, but the good news is those leagues will return. How soon will they return? That's a whole different conversation.
In April, in the new month, we're just a couple of days from the new month actually. We will be getting some news in a couple of weeks actually. And my thing is that, this is good news. This is good news. Eventually it will lift, and eventually we'll all have to resume as normal.
I think what's commendable is the way the players are keeping themselves active during the whole shutdown, where there's via different challenges. The clubs are doing an extra
mile.
They're going the extra mile in terms of getting everybody or having everyone remain healthy. I know Real Madrid recently converted their stadium into a storage capacity
for medical supplies and so.
Medical supplies. So those are some great efforts the clubs are going at. So again, how soon will those leagues start? It will take a whole different talk in terms of dynamics, right? Dynamics, but they will be played behind closed doors.
All right. Well, as well, over in the cricket world, IPL is still on for the 29th. That's Sunday, and I think we can look forward to some great cricket. Well, despite no fan interaction here in India, they will be playing behind closed doors, but the IPL will be broadcast as per normal, and we all know that the IPL's viewership is in the tens of millions.
Yes.
I only think that number would grow. And of course, we will do a specific episode targeting the IPL and our analysis on, who we think would win what matches and so forth. But let's move on further.
Mumbai Indians definitely is going to win it. I think the fans will feel it the most. Mumbai Stadium, like most stadiums in India, are always packed.
I think the overhaul of Delhi Capitals, last year we saw them going a far distance in the IPL. I think this year will be a repeat, and we'll see if they have what it takes to make that final step.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
So, Michael, in light respect, the league stopped at specific stages.
Critical junctures.
Different league. I mean, for the NBA, we know the Bucks was declared the only team to clinch a playoff spot. I think Lakers followed suit, and they clinched #1 in the West also. But with the league as is currently over in the NBA, how did you see that playing out in terms of winners, MVP, and so forth? What was your thoughts on that?
Well, we have had a few consistent performances. We've had people like Zion. I would think the Lakers, especially. This is we had last season was supposed to be our resurgent season. Well, I say we because I'm a Lakers fan. I'm no fan of LeBron James. I think he's a great athlete, but I'm a Lakers fan first and foremost.
Fantastic athlete.
Yeah. So I would have, banked on Lakers to go the distance this season around, barring injury from our important players. And
so you think Lakers would have won the playoff?
Yeah, I would bet.
And who did you see winning the Finals MVP? LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma.
That's actually a tough one, because all three of those players you would have mentioned, all of them are at the peak of their games at this moment.
Well, Kyle Kuzma is a 6-man, so it's kind of a stretch, and then you're playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
So for me, I had the Clippers.
You had the Clippers.
I had the Clippers defeating the Bucks in 5 games.
5 games.
Yes, I think Kawhi Leonard has proven his tally. Definitely being the best player in the league since Kevin Durant's injury to Clippers in the last playoff.
That's true. Kawhi has had some clutch moments in this season, especially. There are moments that he took over certain games and took it to the finish line.
I think he definitely would have won the Finals MVP.
Finals MVP.
Would he have won the regular season MVP? No, I think Antetokounmpo has a very good argument for himself. LeBron James in his 17th season is doing fantastic.
Yeah, that's just another season for him, But Giannis is also a different beast.
Yes.
I would give him the edge over LeBron James.
But there are also James Harden is in the conversation.
But to me, this season James Harden hasn't been as
He's playing with Russell Westbrook.
he is playing with him, right? But he
Luka Doncic is actually a good case
Yeah.
for the regular season MVP. I think what Luka Doncic has been able to accomplish in just these last 2 years in the NBA is absolutely
I mean, last year was his breakout season. Doncic carried that form from last year into this season.
He's a full-blown star. There's no argument there. As long as Doncic is healthy, I haven't seen. What should I say? He's not as robust as they come, but the kid gets bucket, and you have to respect a brother's game. You know, he comes out, he gives you whatever it is that he have to give you, and then he left. There wasn't a performance, in my estimation, that I watch and I say based on the dynamics of the game. Nah, I don't like it. He's not, he's there all the time.
He's the real deal. He has proven
he is the real deal.
You know, sometimes we get players coming out a flash in the pan, they have a great season, and then next season they disappoint.
So why are you throwing inside Ben Simmons?
No, I'm not throwing any. I didn't even have him in mind.
Let me move you over in Europe with the different football leagues cancelled. I'd like to draw your attention to the Serie A league, where Juventus has been winning since God invented the league. But they sit 2 points atop the league. Lazio has been having a fantastic season.
Yeah, Lazio, and I would throw Atalanta in there. Atalanta as well. Atalanta's style it amazes me. Week in, week out, they go out there, churn out the goals, but they also concede at the same time.
Yeah.
And I mean, me and you, we have our private conversations about the golden boot and who would lead what league in scoring. We got 2 goal machines in Serie A, which is Ciro Immobile and Joseph Ilicic.
Cristiano Ronaldo is the second top scorer in the league. He's at 21. Ilicic is at 16, I think.
And
Immobile is 27. Yeah. So realistically, given the fact that Ilicic is playing in the Europa League, I would favor him to top the Europa League because I don't see him scoring as much against Italian leagues, Italian teams, as he would in the Europa League, where you play in different courses.
Atalanta is still in the Champions League.
Champions League, I meant, sorry. Right? So I do favor him top scoring there.
Yeah, I think the last game that he played against Valencia, he had 2 goals.
I think it was a hat-trick.
It was
a 4.
It was 2 goals. He took a penalty and he had a second.
That's a 3-3 game.
Yeah.
3-3 the game finished?
Yeah, the second leg finished. Yeah.
3-3 or 5-3 or 4-3?
It was something like that.
It was a lot of goals.
Yeah, it was a lot of goals. Atalanta, that's what they do. But I would favor Ilicic because of that. And well, Ciro Immobile is leading the race for the golden boot in Europe. And I would still go with him.
Yeah, I think Immobile definitely would have won the golden boot. Lionel Messi has a good argument for himself.
Yeah, I mean
he's the best player in the world. I mean, we can debate between him and Ronaldo, but that varies on performances. And then
I mean, we would be here for hours if we were to debate
if we kick it up. But I think Lionel Messi is the only real rival to Immobile's golden boot in Europe, realistically. I think all they would have favored in Champions League would have definitely change the dynamics of that conversation also. But let me pull your attention over to Spain, where Lionel Messi is playing also. He's a top scorer there, but point to note, they would have lost more games than Madrid in as much as they are first place and 2 points in front.
So. You know, one thing that is bothering me, is that this is Barcelona's worst season for the last decade. Easily. So? Yeah, I think this is their worst season in terms of the league.
Okay.
Because I've gotten much accustomed to us winning. We won it 8 out of the last 11 times. So that's just a norm.
But to be fair to the other teams, I mean, the real competitors, which is Atletico and Real Madrid. Atletico's focus has been, ever since they won the league in 2014, has been primarily to qualify, play in Europe, and go as far as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
So to be fair to the other teams, and I mean Real Madrid, which is my team, we don't even discuss La Liga. We kind of win the trophy, throw it under the bus, send it to Guyana, so it could go on like the Olympic torch. You know what I mean? So to be fair to
I mean, when you win 3 out of the last 11 years, you're allowed to say stuff like that. I understand your feelings,
It's kind of like Arsenal in the Premier League,
I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go there.
Yes, but those are so you think Lionel Messi could have rivaled Immobile, or you think Immobile definitely would have won?
Messi's game has changed over the years. We don't see him going for as much goals as before. You know, now sometimes he sits back in the midfield, he creates for others, and when he has a chance, or when he decides to take a game by the horns, or take the bull by the horns, actually, that's when he produces goals. And
lastly, before you, not to cut you, lastly, before we put a wrap on the episode, in England, strangely enough, that Liverpool is winning by miles, but the top scorer happens to be Jamie Vardy of Leicester City. How did you see that playing out with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang second and then Sergio Aguero? You know, the usual top scorer.
Well, to be honest, I call a spade when I see it, and I give Jack his jacket, like we say.
Yeah.
So Arsenal for the second half of this season, they've improved tremendously from what we would have been seeing, right? No, I am saying that because in my fear analysis,
this is the same team that draws every week.
It's better than losing, Jafar. You know.
Also, I guess it's for the unbeaten sake.
Remember, Arsenal was losing 4 to 5 games in the first half of the season. They were leading a couple of games and they went on to draw it. Now they go a couple of goals down. We saw that in the first couple of games that Arteta had. They were a couple of goals down. They came back to draw it, and then they started winning, barring their knockout in the UEFA Europa League at home. That was
which team it was? Olympiacos. But Olympiacos actually got a win on Tottenham in the Champions League, if I recall correctly.
They did.
So it's actually a good team.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage of any European competition, there is no good or bad teams. Yeah. You just have to win at this stage, you know.
So you think anyone in England would have outscored Jamie Vardy though?
Leicester City have slowed down tremendously in the latter half this season. The last 3 or 4 games, I think they only won one, or they drew one and they lost the rest.
Yeah.
And
they won.
Jamie Vardy has been slowing down, and Aubameyang is always a goal scoring threat
against lame teams.
Against any team.
Not lame teams, but not so good teams.
He's a goal scoring threat against any team. That's why Barcelona have their eye on him. We don't know what's going to happen with his contract as yet over at Arsenal. And,
but Barcelona will even take me right now.
Nah, I don't think. Yeah, but I would throw my hat in the ring there for Aubameyang.
Yeah.
And you never know. At this point, you could only surmise if Vardy would have continued his tremendous form. But yeah, that's about it.
I think Jamie Vardy definitely would have won the Golden Boot. Aubameyang is a good case for second place. Sergio Aguero, based on the form of Manchester City, I wouldn't give him to outscore Jamie Vardy. But anyway, folks, that's a wrap from us here at A&A Game Shop.
It's been a pleasure being here with you guys once again. We do hope that you enjoy our discussion, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course check us out on all social media platforms. That's Instagram, Facebook, and I don't think we have a Twitter just as yet, but we will be looking into that.
By the next episode, we will have a Twitter.
You can also check my personal Facebook page where I'll be sharing this episode. But be sure to click on the link, subscribe to us on YouTube, and we'll be back with you next week with yet another episode. So, I am Michaelangelo, and
I'm Jafar Gibbons. I'm never wrong. I can't be.
And we'll be back with you guys next week. So until then, take care. Of course, remember, take your precautions and help the fight against COVID-19.